What's going on, all you possessed demons out there? It's your two favorite priests back here for Cinephellas. I am Father Logan Myers. That's my good mate over there.
And I'm Catholic schoolgirl Henry Hill. And tonight we're back with an all new review. We're reviewing a new horror film. It just came out a couple weekends ago. We've heard some buzz leading up to it. It really came like a week before it was released, really, all the good word. Before that, we weren't too excited for this. We knew it was coming out, but people had started to see this and say it was good. So we had to check it out ourselves. And, we're horror movie fans, obviously, always every October reviewing, it seems hundreds of horror movies and multiple per week. So we had to check out this new horror movie. Here we are in April. Usually these horror movies are kind of lackluster at the beginning of the year, but we wanted to check it out, and we're back with our review of The First Omen.
Mother of what?
It's the mark of the devil.
It's not real. 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 What's not real? Who said that?
That's right. The new film is directed by Acacia Stevenson. This film takes place in 1971. Of course, this is a prequel film to The Omen that came out in 1976. Of course, the greatest film of that franchise, the original, introducing young Damien, Gregory Peck, all the iconic scenes in the movie. But this movie, being a prequel, takes place in 1971, so basically like 5 years before the Damien original movie, and focuses on Margaret, of course, Nell Tiger Free, great actress. We reviewed Servant. She was also in Game of Thrones. A young up-and-coming British actress. She plays Margaret. She's an American woman that lands in Rome that's going to start her life of religious service, and things get pretty wild pretty quickly.
Yes, they do. They get wild and gory for Aunt Nell Tiger Free. We have to mention, after this movie, it kind of solidifies her as, one of the scream queens in my eyes. Servant, she was great on. She played that character. You had to play like the dark character where you didn't know if she knew something was going on. There was always evil surrounding her. On this, she gets to play the nun, go into Rome and begin a life of service to the church, and things go horribly wrong from the get-go. We, along with her, witness horrific things, and all, under the watch of, the church there in Rome, the Catholic Church. And it has that feel to it too. It really nails the feel of the Catholic Church and being in Rome and being along with the other nuns and everything. That's one thing that I noticed right away. It has that authentic feel that you need for a movie of this nature, being with the Omen, obviously, and having to do with the Bible and the whole mystery and surrounding the church there. And in this one, of course, it's going to be a conspiracy about, bringing to life basically the Antichrist and having the mark of the beast, the 666 on its skin.
Yeah, that's right. That's pretty much a setup, and finding out as to why and how this was created, how Damien came into play, essentially. Of course, as we know from the original film, the devil and the jackal being like a dog or wolf-like creature, and the devil having a kid, and Mark the Beast and Damien. But this is like really going into the Catholic Church, and of course, as we know from history, it's not always good with priests and bad things happening. And of course, that's what they're kind of looking at in this film, and really a lot of horrific imagery in this film with religion and the devil right from the get-go of the film. Of course, it's set up with their beautiful practical and CGI scene, of course, with few priests when they're by a church and the stained glass window breaks. I don't know why they're so close to that when it was so high up.
Yeah. Nobody said heads up.
Yeah, I'm like, there's, we're 100 feet up here, but we're going to drop this glass on you as they're talking. But without saying too much, but yeah, it really sets up kind of the atmosphere and the tone they're going for. I'm like, okay, I like this so far. So that sets it up. And of course, a lot, bad things happen throughout the course of the film.
Yeah, there's several scenes like that throughout this movie that are like, damn, that was pretty gnarly. That was pretty gruesome and cool. And they really built up to it. It wasn't full of jump scares like a lot of the, horror movies are nowadays. There's a few in here, but it really all has to do with this mystery and the birth of Damien here. And Margaret's character, she comes into contact with this young girl in one of the rooms. She's kind of, off in a corner, and she goes in there and tries to talk to the girl. And it's a really weird vibe with the girl. Something's off. And, she eventually figures out what's going on there. And there's some bad things happen within the church here and having to do with the other nuns there. And she knows there's some bad stuff happening, and she's kind of got to figure out what's going on. So she forms a relationship. Father Brennan, played by Ralph Ineson, he's kind of the main focus here and the one that's trying to warn Margaret about this evil. And he's saying, you got to try to stay away from this. You shouldn't, try to go towards this because it's going to end badly, as he's already, witnessed himself. So really, wherever she turns, bad things are happening. One of the other nuns there, let's see, Sister Silva, is kind of a young girl like her and wants to go out to a nightclub one of the nights. So they get all dressed up and they're going to go have some fun and let loose before they kind of dedicate their lives. And they go to a nightclub and they're clubbing. And of course, she sees a guy that catches her eye and they're flirting and things are getting hot and heavy. And, something really terrible happens that night. And it's another cool scene. There's a lot of cool scenes in here that set the stage for this, and bad things are always surrounding Margaret and this, this nun sisterhood, you can call it.
Super surprising, because I thought this would be more like a jump scare movie, like most possession films are. It's like, boo! Something jumping out. But it was more relying on the imagery, the body horror, like childbirth scene was really unsettling.
Oh,
Just
brutal.
a lot of scenes that are a lot of like great gore scenes and stuff that gets under your skin. And that's what really brought me into the film. That's what I really loved about it. Was not what I was expecting. And I thought the story was really original too, having to do with the church and, trying to bring people back to the church because people stopped believing in God. And the whole story with that, and of course the Antichrist and stuff, is really interesting and unique and something I didn't, see coming. I like the writing was really well done in this movie, and of course the main actress, playing Margaret, she was really fantastic in this, and she starts to question her, beliefs in religion and God and all that stuff with everything happening in this film, and what the priests in the church are involved with.
Attention, a lot of the mystery and the questions that people have around faith, believing and seeing the evil that can come out of it too, and questioning whether, the Antichrist is a possibility as it's mentioned in the Bible, and they deal with that. And then actually seeing that scene, like you mentioned, where it looks like basically the Antichrist is born, and it's really gory and brutal. And man, that was a horrific scene. If you have a queasy stomach, you're gonna probably get sick from watching that. It was one of the goriest scenes of the film for sure. But yeah, I was really surprised with this movie. I expected it to rely on jump scares and be kind of standard, but it really did a good job of setting the atmosphere and following this character, this American character, Margaret, as she begins her life in Rome and, coming into contact with this evil. And basically we're seeing how Damien was born, who we know from the Omen. So man, I was surprised by this. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. This is a movie that I'm recommending that people go see. If you can go see this in the theaters, I don't think that you're going to be disappointed. This is a good horror movie.
Yeah, you sound surprised, and so am I. I went in with really low expectations, but all the buzz going around this film and film festivals, a lot of our friends talking about it. Yeah, I'm glad we checked this out. Really unsettling, spooky movie, and I thought it was very original, really refreshing chapter in this franchise. I only like the original movie. I thought all the sequels were pretty terrible. I don't like any of them. So this is right up there with the original. Obviously, it's a prequel that leads into the first film. At the end of this movie, tied up a lot of loose ends, and the introduction, of course, to the Antichrist Damien, I thought was really unique and interesting. And yeah, the gore, the scare factor here, the effects are really well done. I thought the directing was great, cinematography. It's a good looking movie. It's a beautiful looking movie, even though it's super spooky. It's just really well shot too, and it brings you into this atmosphere in Rome. And this is a movie we both highly recommend, so definitely go check it out. The local cinema, it came out on April 5th, so it's been out for a few weeks. Go check it out. It's worth your money. Definitely one of the better horror films of the year thus far, next to Late Night with the Devil. So that being said, I'm going to give The First Omen, currently playing in cinemas, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Damien hair pieces.
Yes, I too am going to give The First Omen a 4 out of 5 Father Intantola hair pieces.
I want to hear from all you wild possessed demons out there. What did you like about The First Omen? What's your favorite film in the Omen franchise? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, check out these wild ghouls on Facebook, X, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV, movie news and reviews.
You mentioned another great horror movie that's going to be coming to Shudder in just a couple days here. I haven't gotten a chance to watch it. You saw it in theaters, Late Night with the Devil. I can't wait to watch that. We're going to be back right away to review that as soon as I watch it. So it's nice and fresh. Well, fresh for me. It's been a few weeks for you, but I can't wait to dive into that with you and watch that because it looks pretty damn gnarly too. And our good old mate, David Desmelchin, getting a chance to finally star in a film, and by all accounts, you know, he does a great job, and this is kind of the role like he was made to do, and it's gonna, you know, basically further his career. So I can't wait to watch it. That's going to be an exciting one to review with you, and it's exciting that we're in April of the year here, and we've already had, you know, several good horror movies. Usually it's, you know, bottom of the barrel here at the beginning of the year, but this year started off pretty strong. So that's by all indications, it's going to be a good year for horror, and The First Omen definitely fits within that category. So make sure to go check out The First Omen if you have a chance to. Otherwise, it should hit digital and streaming probably, I'd guess, probably sometime in May, maybe June. So with that being said, we are taking off here from Cinephellas Studios. I'm Uncle Henry Hill.
And I'm Uncle Logan Myers signing out until the next movie review. Cheers!